Do some more side quest cleanup. Let's see, let's get my apartment on. There we go. Happy Elita. A happy Elita is a happy Elita. Right, let's do some side quest cleanup. Let's get our Viper up a little bit more in experience. Zalik can ill afford any delays. Oh, hello there. You're an adventurer, right? Can I interest you in a job? We're supposed to send out a shipment of electrope today, but the courier in charge appears to be taking her sweet time. If our shipment falls behind schedule, it will bring Everkeep's factories to a screeching halt. I have to stay and handle things here, so could you go and tell the courier she has a job to do, please? Given her obsession with technology, like as not you'll find her wherever there's a clear view of the bucket elevator. She may not hear you approach, so give her a poke if you need to. Oh yeah, I can fly, can't I? Sightseeing area. That will definitely help. The Crackling Chasm. According to Alexandrian history, this chasm was rent open by a weapon of war during the Storm Surge conflict. It has since become a reservoir of concentrated lightning energies, and a massive excavator is in constant operation, mining electrope from its depths. Ah, what a beauty! Oh, can I help you? Ah, you're here about the delivery. Oh, the gods, the delivery. I was so enraptured with watching the elevator, I must have lost track of time. Again. I admit, I never get sick of seeing it in action. The hover cargo we use is great and all, but I mean, it can't possibly compare to the sheer scale of... Yeah, no, I can't stop rambling now. Sorry, but I'd better get back to work. I'll just make sure this is all doing what it's supposed to. Yep, part 19 is running. I forgot to check earlier, but it is doing what it's supposed to. Thanks for the assistance. Much as I can appreciate a fellow enthusiast of our technology, I can't allow it to impact our work. The electrope we excavate here is a lifeline for Everkeep, and I do mean that quite literally. This precious resource is used to create all manner of things, from daily necessities to heavy machinery, so you can imagine how a single hitch in the supply chain risks a ripple effect of chaos. At any rate, here's a little something for your trouble. A good proportion of the electrope mined here was for military use. Without that, there's no telling what would happen to this place. Cinnabar is in need of a hand, preferably one that is armed. Ah, Excellent! Just what I need. Someone who looks like they know how to kill things. On your way here, did you happen to notice dense pockets of lightning energy scattered around? These areas have a tendency to attract swarms of monsters. Normally we have a hunter clear them out, but given that they're short-handed, I should like to hire you for the task instead. The most infested areas are in the northwest and the south. Oh, and a word of warning, try not to fall in. The tingle is most unpleasant. You've cleared them all out, I take it? Fantastic work. See that there, beyond the western shore, the menacing purple glow of the upturned city? We have the storm surge to thank for that. They say a wartime weapon created that gargantuan fount of lightning. And, where such energy patterns gathers, so too do monsters tenfold. Compared to something like that, these little chasms seem downright decorative. Still, the monsters are a hazard that cannot go unchecked. Would that we have had a more permanent solution. But I digress. Your job here is done, and it is time you were paid for your services rendered. Safe travels. The lack of hunters really has us in a bind. We never had this much difficulty in seeking their protection before. Just goes to show how vital spare souls are. Now that there are fewer available for revival, the number of hunters prepared to venture the plains is plummeting. Misuni has a potentially profitable proposal for you. Hey, you're the one who was looking for Gulul Ja. Would you say you're good at finding things, generally speaking? In that case, You might do well as a reforger. Our job is to hunt for things that can be repurposed. Care to give it a try? Take a look around Archeo Alexandria and see if you can find anything of value. I'll see you duly compensated. There are amazing discoveries to be had in Archeo Alexandria if you know where to look. Find something useful and you'll be rewarded for your efforts. Dig through the mountain's base but only find shapeless planks of wood and non-functional electrope. You examine the broken street lamp, but it's already been harvested for parts. Evidently someone's beaten you to the punch. As you patiently comb through the enshrouded wreckage, a gleam catches your eye, and you pull up a silver necklace. It's unlikely you will find anything more of value here. Return to him and praise him of your discovery. Our aim is to get about halfway through that HP bar and then do the roll quests. Ah, welcome back. Find anything? The pendant is engraved with the Alexandrian coat of arms. Oh ho! See that engraving? That's the Alexandrian coat of arms, and just look at the shape. How old is this thing? It must have belonged to someone who lived in the old city generations ago. In any case, an impressive find, especially for your first try. You, my friend, will make an excellent reforger. Here, take this payment for a job well done. I can tell you've a good eye, and I'm not talking about your ocular capabilities. What I mean is you seem to be well suited to finding lost valuables, useful resources and the like. If you were meant to become a reforger, I'm certain you'd go far. As a possessor of a good eye myself, I'd bet on it. Let's get that out of the way one that's over there. veteran hunter is sick of waiting around. Rough place for a stroll, ain't it? I'm impressed you made it out this far. If only my trainee had the same grit. The plan was to go on a hunt together, but I haven't seen hide nor air of her all day. I reckon the lightning's got her scared stiff. We're supposed to meet here, so I'd rather not step away if I can help it. Could you swing through the outskirts and look for a fresh-faced hunter quaking in her boots? My intuition tells me that fresh-faced hunter is still in the outskirts dragging her heels. Can I help you? My mentor asked you to come find me. Oh no. Well, I'm not proud to admit this, but that lightning is making me weak in the knees, and not in a good way. This is rather embarrassing having only just met, but it always helped to settle my nerves when the other hunters would cheer me on. Might I ask you to do the same? Even the smallest cheer would go a long way to help settle my nerves. My cheer emote is like the worst. Thanks, that helps a little. I think I'm feeling brave enough to finally set foot out there. But, if you should notice me starting to lose my nerve, I hope you'll be there to cheer me on again. No, I can't do it. I just can't. Thanks. Look, can I ask you something? How are you not terrified of the pylons? I know they function as relay points for energy gathered out here, but they quite literally attract lightning. Every strike is like an explosion, rattling me to the bone. I hate it. Still, it's not much safer to standing around here, so I might as well keep going. If I stop again, I need you to really psych me up, okay? I can't take this anymore. I want to go home. I know it may not seem like it, but your moral support is a tremendous help right now, miss. I'm so close to the rendezvous point, but the roar of the lightning really isn't helping my nerves. Maybe I'll pretend it's an asteroidia. Yes, just a big bloodthirsty asteroidia. The heck is an asteroidia? My trainee here told me the whole story. You lit a proper fire in her belly, eh? To her credit, she did well on the hunter's exam, and I reckon she's got promise. Not like she's the only one who's nervous about the lightning anyhow. Besides, your words of encouragement seem to have struck a chord with her, so I have faith she'll overcome it in time. Now if you excuse us, we've got some monsters to hunt. Take care. I forgot to talk to her. I had to dodge some lightning bolts, but I made it. Thank you for giving me the push I needed. I think one more quest should give us enough of a boost. Go for the furthest out one. Mini Elita. Palkena has a produce picking problem. I'm not sure what you're doing here, but I certainly won't look a gift Veronique in the mouth. Would you go and fetch me a vegetable? I should probably explain. I'm trying to plan my dinner tonight, but for the life of me I just can't decide what to make. It won't be much trouble, I promise you. Go to Yuppie's Halo and speak to Shepimine. He's bound to have a few seasonal offerings. Go to Yuppie's Halo and talk to Shepimine. He'll have something fresh to offer, I'm sure of it. Aren't you the guest who was touring the farm with Queen Sphene? Is there something I can assist you with? Ah, so Pawakana sent you to get produce. You'll certainly find no shortage of that here. This time of year we have Glasgow corn, Turali pumpkins, and sweet potatoes. Take your pick. You may freely choose between Glasgow corn, Turali pumpkins, and sweet potatoes. Knowing Palkena, she can cook a delectable dish with any of them. Plump kernels of corn peek out from within the dried husks. Judging from the sheer size, these tubers are sure going to be filling. The brightly coloured pumpkins are heavy and plump with seeds. Corn is a highly versatile vegetable. I'll bag it up for you here. Welcome back. Did you pick me out something tasty? Your selected vegetable has been lovingly swaddled in this burlap sack for ease of carrying. Thank you, yes. I'll bake up some hearty cornbread and serve it with butter. It's a traditional Yellow juice that has been passed down for generations. Even now it's fairly popular. Made with our freshly grown vegetables, I feel closer to nature with every bite, something you won't experience with the food produced in Everkeep. Anyway, thanks for humouring me. Here, take this. You don't mind. Ready-made, do you? A friend of mine lives in Everkeep. We often eat vegetables together, but I haven't seen her since the disturbance. The fact I can still remember her means she's alive, though she could be injured. Perhaps I should try paying her a visit. Right. There are 3 more quests here, but I'm not sure if they will push me beyond the experience I need. So I am going to go to Tulioli and get the melee DPS quest line done. Shashepia seeks an adventurer who likes getting up close and personal. Hello there. I take it you've spoken with Brookie Vu, willing to lend a hand. I am truly grateful. Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Shaspia, and I have travelled far from my village in the forest of Dawntrail in search of a brave soul to help us retrieve our stolen treasure. For generations have my people watched over the Dreamweave cocoon, the vessel in which the power of the swallowtail Tural Vidal is sealed. Before its ascension, the swallowtail warded off would-be predators by assuming the form of a more threatening butterflies, poisonous ones and the like, through its skill at mimicry. So it survived, day after day, summer after summer, until the dawn of its great new existence, it became capable of taking on the form of any creature that crossed its path. This fearsome power was sealed within the cocoon, and any who possess it command the self-same abilities. Indeed, the wielder too may assume the form of any manner of beast or man they beheld. Yet this mimicry is not limited to mere physical forms. No, the wielder may replicate the talents and abilities of their target, so long as such actions fall within their ken, that is. In an instant they become a master of the hunt. A twin blade wielding viper, or savage brax with claws and fangs to gut whomever they please. It is this power which has protected my village from the predators of the forest. For though it grants many boons, the forest contains threats in equal measure. By donning the skins of its most formidable beasts, we've kept ourselves safe for generations. Without the cocoon, my village's very survival is at risk. That is why we have sent our foremost hunter, Iktoka, to ensure it's reclaimed. She has never failed to capture her quarry, so I thought she would make short work of this ordeal. Yet there has been no word from her. I fear this may be a hunt she cannot undertake alone. It is for that reason I wish to enlist the aid of one familiar with the lay of the land beyond the Great Sea. and one whose prowess in close quarters would complement her expertise with the bow. One of the villagers ran into the thief before he fled, and said he intended to use the cocoon's power in Kugani, which I understand is the name of a large settlement located far, far to the east. Please, for the sake of my home, set out for this eastern habitation, and assist Iktoka with retrieving the cocoon. Leave it to me. Your willingness to aid is most reassuring. You have my heartfelt thanks. Upon arriving in the eastern land, search for a Vieira woman carrying a bow, and dressed in similar attire to myself. If you visit a tavern like this one, I dare say you may find someone who has seen her. Big lady. Once you've arrived in the eastern habitation, travel to a tavern such as this, and ask if anyone's seen a woman matching Iktoka's description. When you found her, I ask that you lend her your strength. Welcome to the Shiokaze Holstery. How may I serve you? You're searching for someone. As a matter of fact, I do distinctly remember seeing a Vieira woman of that description earlier, but I'm afraid I could not tell you where she may be now. My deepest apologies that I could not assist you further. I wish you the best of luck in finding her. That's from Tyrell, was it? Sorry, can't help you. That reminds me though, I heard Tyrell has its own local variety of spirits called mezcal. Been meaning to taste it myself for an age now, but you've no idea how hard it is to get one's hands on a bottle of it here. Tell me, have you had a taste of mezcal yourself? Can you describe its flavour, smell, texture? Kami be merciful, I must have a cup. Must be up the stairs. Up to Daisy, up to Daisy. Meow. Meow. A Vieira woman wearing a bow. Why yes, I do recall such a person. It was hard not to notice her, really, given how she was peering at every little thing. If she came from the distant lands to the west, no doubt Kugani is quite the unusual sight for her. With any luck, she'll still be where I saw her, in the vicinity of the Seke Gumi barracks. I didn't talk to him a second time. So dumb. No doubt she will be grateful to have someone familiar with our city and customs at her side. I only hope you can find her. I found you, cute bonbon. This city is simply too large for me to cover alone. Perhaps it's time I returned home. Hey! I've come to aid your search, Itoka. Oh, is that right? I'm grateful, but why? I see. Shashlipa always was a worrywart. Won't deny I appreciate the help, though. Ascertaining the whereabouts of the cocoon has been no easy task. I managed to secure room and board in this lodging after arriving in Kugani, and have been using it as a base to track down the thief ever since. I'll tell you all I know. According to an eyewitness from a village, the thief is a middle-aged Huron male. That's all we have to go on regarding his appearance. Yet, so long as he possesses the cocoon, he can be anyone or anything. An elderly woman traipsing along the street, a child throwing a ball, mayhap even the dog chasing after it. Truth be told, I was nigh at wit's end trying to find him. That is, until I discovered that a series of unusual squabbles had been occurring around the city. After investigating these incidents, I found one commonality. The instigator of each case invariably had no recollection of the incident, let alone of inciting it. What's more, eerie accounts have begun to circulate amongst the residents. Some folk claim they've somehow been seen in two places at once. Based on all this, I believe the thief's been using the Dreamweave cocoon to transform into innocence and spread discord throughout the city. Stands to reason we can find him by following the trail of chaos left in his wake, no? And yet, should we apprehend him, in whatever form he's hidden himself within, there's nothing to stop him from fading into ignorance. Besides, a secret remedy, of course, the recipe for an elixir, which can forcibly remove the cocoon's enchantment, has been passed down in my village for emergencies like this. I made sure to prepare a few vials before making the voyage here. I need simply throw the solution at the suspect and the cocoon's wave of mimicry will unfurl on the spot. That covers everything now. Now what say we see if there's any trouble afoot? The thief will undoubtedly not be far from it. Let me know when you're ready. We'll catch him together. Ready to set off, then? Perfect. I say we begin the search with the markets. I recall a great number of people gathering in the Rakusa district, I believe it was called. Rare are the days my people leave the shelter and bounty found beneath the forest boughs. I was speechless when I first laid eyes on Tuliolo, a city with as many people as trees in the forest, and Kugani is no less dense. To think that all this was wrought by mortal hands. Remarkable. My people have ever lived in harmony with nature, but that doesn't mean we condemn the ways of those who choose otherwise. In fact, in the brief time I've been exposed to settlements like this, I've come to see such places have their merits too. Look, you thieving whoreson, I told you this isn't enough. But sir, this cannot be right. I'm sure I gave you your change in full. Enough! Hand over my money or I'll take it by force. But isn't it obvious? No one gets so worked up over a handful of coins unless they are looking for trouble. Reveal yourself, villain. What in the blazes do you think you're doing? Oh, sorry. Very, very sorry. Oh dear. A thousand apologies, sir. I gravely miscalculated your change. I will return what you are owed immediately. I beg your forgiveness. I apologize for the disturbance. How dreadfully embarrassing. Oh, a hunter doesn't quit after a single arrow misses its mark. Best not to dwell on what's done and instead focus on our next course of action. Let's see how things fare on Draconia. Rare are the days my people leave shelter and bounty found beneath the forest boughs. I was speaking. I actually said that already. So I'll just be the one to talk about the city. Yeah. I can't believe how impossibly vast it is. My jaw dropped when I first saw it. I could hardly fathom where the horizon ended and the sea began. Before arriving in Tuliolo, I imagined the sea to be merely a larger, saltier body of water than the lake back home. There we would race from shore to shore. To attempt the same here, I fear would have fatal results. I'll cut you down where you stand, you lecherous lummox! What is going on here? The big bloke yonder allegedly laid his hands on that grizzled fella's woman. Afraid this may come to blows. Calm yourself, man. I have not done what she claims. You dare add insult to injury by calling her a liar? Ignore him. I told you that pig defiled me. Cut him down this instant. There is no truth to her words. Wherefore does she sprout such rubbish? Cammy, give me strength. Cut the bloody brute down already. Yes, not less than your head shall serve as penance for your crimes. Very well, let my blade prove my innocence. It's her, right? Was that really necessary? No matter, I was growing weary of this petty farce. It's time I moved on to bigger and better things. Oh no you don't. How odd. My bow is more out of tune than I realized. Sweetheart! Is it really you? Oh, thank the Cammy, you're safe. I found her laying unconscious in a nearby alleyway. She could only vaguely recall being attacked from behind before losing consciousness. So, the villain knocked her out before assuming her visage, in a ploy to deceive her husband. I fell for the deception like a complete and utter fool. I do not even know how to begin to make amends. There are no amends to be made. You simply acted as any husband would. Due to your involvement, this matter was resolved without bloodshed. The Seikazugumi thank you. 'Tis regrettable, however, that the villain managed to escape. A criminal who can change their shape at will is exceedingly dangerous. Know that the Seikazugumi will alert the populace to this menace, and remain vigilant for any suspicious activity within the city. Let's return to my lodgings. I'd like to go over where we stand on our elusive quarry. As I predicted, the thief has been using the cocoon's power of mimicry to incite conflict around the city. What he hopes to accomplish by doing so, however, is still unclear. And so long as he has this power, our sole means of tracking him remains the havoc left in his wake. A trying trail for any hunter, but I'm heartened to have a warrior like you beside me as I tread it. We'll catch him together, and when we do, we'll mete out the justice he deserves, Elita. Iktoka is eager to continue the hunt. Good to see you, Elita. For better or for worse, I haven't heard about any unusual incidents in Kugami since our last altercation with the thief. There may be a reason for that. Do you remember when he claimed he was moving on to bigger and better things? If we're to catch him, we may have to expand the scope of our search beyond Kugami. Yet he travelled all the way from Tural to this eastern land for a reason, and I can't imagine he'd go too far. Do you know of any other settlements nearby? The Ruby Sea is dotted with settlements. People live out in those waters? But they're so vast. Where would we even begin? Ah, so the Bakufu has an outpost at the Ruby Price. That sounds like the perfect place to start. Let's make our way out there and avail ourselves of the soldiers' intel. If anything out of the ordinary has occurred, no doubt they'll be aware of it. Shall we?
Well, this is unexpected. What brings you to the Ruby Price? Disputes? Strange you should ask. Not even a moon ago, the waters of the Ruby Sea were poised to turn a sanguinary shade.
Please, tell us everything.
A Confederate skiff approached the Ruby Price without authorization, and its occupant began hurling insult after insult in an obvious attempt to provoke us. We did not succumb to their provocations, however. After warning the vessel we'd fire if they drew in closer, they withdrew without a word. However, should they attempt to provoke us again, we will not display the same level of restraint, and the roar of our cannon shall signal their comrades to rally in full force. The waters will flow red, of that there can be no doubt. Tensions run high, not like this has ever occurred.
I see. Thank you for the information. Might we speak privately? Based on the testimony just now, I gather there's an agreement in these waters that the Confederates are not to draw near the Ruby Price, guarded as it is by Bakufu sentries. If that's the case, then as the soldier stated, I can only conclude that the vessel earlier was attempting to incite a dispute between the two factions. Which fits the modus operandi of our quarry, wouldn't you say? Perhaps it was he who sailed here under the banner of the Confederates. Whatever the case may be, we have nothing but conjecture. We'll need solid evidence before we can alert the soldiers here to this threat. I doubt they'll heed our warnings otherwise. First we need to verify if any members of the Confederacy actually approached the Ruby Price. Do you know where their base of operations can be found? Sakazuki. Looks like it would be fastest for us to swim there.
What? Absolutely not. Not that one of my Confederate brothers and sisters would approach the ruby price without authorization. Those cowardly Bakufu dogs must have concocted this baseless rumor to get a rise out of us. No Confederate would approach the ruby price without authorization. What are those Bakufu dogs playing at? The soldiers at the ruby price said that, did they? Pardon my language, but there's a load of shite. We've no interest in Hinnigan waters. If anything, I've seen their skiffs encroaching on our territory of late. If you ask me, they're the ones thirsty for blood. We have no interest in Hinnigan waters, but I can tell you, I've seen a Bakufu vessel encroaching on our territory in recent days. If they mean to provoke us, they're doing a good job of it.
There you are, Elita. Listen to what this person has to say. The situation is more grave than we thought.
I'm thankful you've come, and not a moment too soon. Captain Rashos ain't been acting himself, you see. Normally where he goes, Tansui goes, but not today. He showed up just earlier by his lonesome, and ordered us to gather as many heads as possible to join them on the Isle of Beko, to attend some pressing business. Normally I'd oblige the captain without a moment's hesitation, but I had a feeling some things weren't right. So I asked him what manner of business. We're going to set the ruby price ablaze, he says. The bloody ruby price! Tried speaking some sense into him, but he weren't our mind to listen. Walked off saying he has no need of craven bastards like me. Look, I don't know what's gotten into the captain, but it can't be anything good. Please go to the Isle of Beko and stop him and me comrades before it's too late.
This Rasho acting strangely can't be a coincidence. We need to get to the island, and quickly. Do you know the way? Got it. We've not a moment to waste.
So that way.
I hear voices. Seems they've gathered up ahead.
Those scum think they can encroach on our territory and get away with it. I'll be damned if we let them. Tonight we lay siege to the ruby price and seize it for ourselves.
But are you sure? If we do this, we won't just be starting a battle, we'll be starting a war. You've been acting strange, Captain. What's gotten into you?
Silence! I didn't ask for your bloody opinion.
Those lying dogs claimed it was us breaching the agreement. I say we give the bastards what they deserve.
You are not welcome here. Begone if you value your lives.
You're a terrible actor.
You saw through my disguise once again. Don't tell me you count even a pirate captain among your acquaintances.
What are you trying to accomplish? Why incite such conflict wherever you go?
Why? Sorry to disappoint you, but contrary to the passage of the Unbound prattling about freeing the world from the tyranny of government, I have no such grand designs. I wish merely for everyone to show their true faces. Folk love to put on airs of sophistication and virtue, but push them towards the edge and their masks slip off to reveal the monsters underneath. They'll go for their neighbour's jugular to save their own skin. You've seen it for yourselves. It's quite the spectacle.
Damn it, the winds are too strong. A man of 1,000 faces is a true menace indeed. We'll return to Onokoro forthwith to alert the captain. Rest assured, the Confederacy will be keeping a close watch over the Ruby Sea. I did think for a moment that he was an impostor, and the lies he spouted about the Bakufu soldiers were enough to make my blood boil. To think what would have happened had you not been here to stop us. Kami bless you. All he wants is to expose people's so-called true faces. That he would use the cocoon for such a petty cause. Unthinkable. Let's return to Kugani for the time being. Damn it all, I can't believe a bastard like that. Ah, forgive me, I find myself more disgusted with that villain each time we see him. And to think all of this is driven by a small-minded respite. From what I could gauge, he didn't fly towards Kugani during his escape. I believe he seeks a new settlement to terrorize. Now that Confederacy and I are acquainted, I'll see if they can't help me sniff out his roost. No doubt where there's smoke, he'll be there stoking the fire. And I suppose I'll use this period to tend my bow. Next time my arrow will fly true. Itoka appears to have found a new lead. Wonderful, you're here. Ever since the incident in the Ruby Sea, I've kept a line of communication with the Confederacy, and they just reported something you'd be interested to hear. Apparently, a man impersonating the distinguished Lord of Doma was recently exposed. One of the Lord's retainers saw through the pretender's facade while he was attempting to stir up trouble in the Doman Enclave. The impostor then reportedly transformed into a hawk and fled. Clearly, our quarry now nests in Doma. I'd like to resume our hunt immediately, but I'm not sure where he may go after his failure in the Enclave. Do any locations come to mind? A town in Yangtze called Namai, you say? That sounds promising. The extent of your knowledge is truly remarkable, Elita. Then, without further ado, let's make our way there and see if the residents have noticed any unusual activity.
Trouble? None that I can think of, for blessing all has been peaceful. 'Tis all we can do to hold on to peace while it lasts. Have there been any quarrels of late? Why yes, actually. Just the other day the two of us were at each other's throats over a persimmon. She was only supposed to eat half, but she went and gobbled the whole thing. In the end, she purchased this one by way of apology, so I let bygones be bygones. What's that? This isn't the sort of quarrel you're speaking of. Then what sort of quarrels were you inquiring about? He.
By the Kami's grace, our quaint village has not seen strife since the Imperials were ousted. There has been news, however, of a man impersonating Lord Hien at the Enclave. As I'm told, when Lord Hien voiced his intentions to invade Naxia, all present grew warier of the individual. None more so than Lady Yurgiri, who saw through the farce immediately. After he was exposed, the villain fled the scene with haste. Unfortunately, efforts to find him have not borne fruit. Lord Hien is no warmonger. We are fortunate indeed that Lady Yugiri was here to support the impostor's efforts, before they could gain momentum. None of the residents I spoke with reported anything out of the ordinary. How did you fare? Then it seems the villain is not here. Where might he have gone?
Huh? What are you doing here? Hey.
A friend of yours?
Don't hang your head like we're strangers. We met just moments ago, remember? You asked me how to reach the House of the Fierce. Good grief, lass. You're lost, aren't you? I can understand your embarrassment, but I'll tell you the way again. Listen carefully now. Follow the descending paths leading north out of the village until you see a small pond. Then simply dive in and swim. The House of Fierce will be on the other side.
Could he have impersonated you this time? This doesn't bode well. We must hurry. Much obliged, sir. Just how far must we swim to reach this place? I dare say my days spent in the lakes back home are about to come in handy. My friends, it's come to my attention that the Khan of the Azim Steppes' mighty Oranir tribe conspires in the shadows to invade Doma. We must not give them the chance. Invasion would mean all-out war. There is only one solution. Under the cover of darkness, you must assassinate the Khan. Only with his death can this crisis be averted. They grow wary. Perhaps I should observe my targets more carefully.
With all due respect, these allegations must be brought before Lord Hien. It is imperative that we receive his instruction before acting.
That would be playing right into the Oranir's hands. After all, an impostor disguised as Lord Hien was but recently exposed. An Oranir spy, there can be no question. Yet the spy has fled, their whereabouts unknown. They could be anyone and anywhere weaving new schemes even as we speak. Decisive action must be taken. That is why I came to you.
So, the impersonation of Lord Hien was but part of the Oranir's grand scheme. But why would those who fought alongside us for Doma's liberation conspire to invade? Forgive me, but you do not seem yourself, Elita. Something isn't right.
Because I am desperate. A shadow looms over Doma, and only with your help can I cast away its dark pale. Please lend me your strength. This does not sound like me at all.
Oh my god. You know that I would take on the world myself. I wouldn't ask for help. Our honoured friend Elita risked life and limb to see Doma free, yet you address her with such suspicion and doubt? If she says we must act first to prevent greater bloodshed, then we must act. It's true that she has never led us astray. Brothers and sisters, let us join hands, with Elita once more, to drive back this shadow rising over Doma.
What is the meaning of this? It's that infernal Oranir spy. Quickly, kill her before she can escape. You sound nothing like me. I'll charade you. It's you.
Such persistent vermin.
Another poor Namalu's gonna get an arrow near it. You're not getting away this time.
Are you truly the foremost hunter of your village? Ha, pathetic. You're nothing like that other girl. What was her name? Ah, yes. Itoka. She was fearsome, that one. Right up until the moment I drove my blade into her back. What is this? Don't tell me you've been masquerading around as Itoka herself. After all, that would make you no better than me. Hiding behind the name of another won't erase the blame you bear for everything that happened. I'm sorry. I swear I'll explain everything to you later. For now we should appraise these men and women of the situation. To think he can transform into anyone! A truly fearsome ability. I shall alert Lord Heaton to this threat immediately. Rest assured that all of Doma will be on alert. I was completely fooled. I have no words to express my shame. Upon speaking with you again, I realized that though the impostor assumed your guise, he had neither your spirit nor your grace. Forgive me, I will not fall for such a farce again. Might I have a word? The man impersonating you earlier, I'd recognize his face anywhere. Without a doubt, he is Samidare, a childhood friend. You know him? Please, you must tell us everything. I have known Samidare nearly my entire life. We learned the shinobi arts together, you see. Roughly 25 years ago, we engaged in our first battle as proud ninja, defending Doma against the Empire's invasion. With every fiber in our body, we met their mighty Magitech with nimble ninjutsu. As if moved by our resolve, the mighty Auspice and guardian of Doma, Tamamo Gozen, appeared on the field of battle to aid our cause. Yet our efforts were for naught. The Empire's might fell upon Doma like a hammer, and we were crushed beneath their overwhelming force. The occupation began soon thereafter, and so too did my work from the shadows. While I devoted myself to resisting the Empire in secret, Samidare was conscripted into their army, and forced to become an Imperial spy. I understand he served them well, fanning the flames of war in faraway lands through rumor and manipulation. Indeed, as far back as I can recall, Samidare has never excelled in the skill of subterfuge. It was only after the prisoner exchange that he returned to Doma at long last, but he was a changed man. He could find no joy or solace in the peace that he once fought to secure for our nation. Instead, he sought to disrupt it. War has taught me the truth of this world. Civility is but a facade to hide man's savagery, and I'll prove it here, in dear, dear Doma. The fool I am thought he was jesting. Only later, when I discovered the web of lies he'd spun to turn folk against one another, did I realize he meant every word. I tried to confront him, but he fled Doma before I had the chance. Nevertheless, I searched his home afterwards, and discovered a missive from an organization called the Passage of the Unbound. I have it with me here. Dear illustrious Samidare, we extend our deepest gratitude for your interest in joining the Passage of the Unbound. With each passing day, Our secret order draws closer to its goals, and we shall require exceptional talent for what lies ahead. Bearing these needs in mind, we have decided to welcome you into the fold. To celebrate the start of an auspicious future together, we invite you to meet your colleagues in Tuliolal, and have enclosed your ticket within.
Exceptional talent. Exceptional egos, more like. This passage of the Unbound kept a watchful eye on nations far and wide to recruit cutthroats like Samidari who only follow their own desires. Upon his arrival in Tural, Samidari's ambitions guided him to my home, where he stole the Dreamweaver's cocoon, set out to use it for his own twisted ends.
I'm afraid that appears to be the way of it. In all likelihood, it is the passage of the Unbound which alerted him to this Dreamweave cocoon's existence. Today, Samidari attempted to incite war between Doma and Azim Steppe by wearing the face of our dearest ally, you. Your timely appearance prevented the worst from happening, but so long as he can alter his form and face at will, who can say what tomorrow will bring? His years as a secret operative have made him a master of reading people. Should he decide to study his target before taking their form, I fear his schemes may not be discovered until it's already too late. Please be careful, and may the Kami bless and keep you.
Attempting to find Samidari now would be a fruitless endeavour. He could be any bird in the sky, or any beast roaming the wild. Let us return to Kugani. I'll reveal everything to you there, I promise. I'm grateful for your help today. Once again, I let our prey slip away. The only silver lining is that we know who he is now. But more importantly, I apologize for deceiving you. As Samidari said, I'm not the greatest hunter of my home, and I'm not Itoka. I'm Kiyuki. I hail from the same village as Itoka, and I too am a hunter, but only in name. You've seen my aim for yourself. Yet most shameful of all that is that it's my fault the Dreamweave cocoon was stolen. Normally it is enshrined in the deepest recesses of our home. Only Itoka had leave to wield it. The forest provides shelter and sustenance to many, and not all we share is bounty or friendly. When great beasts threaten our home, the cocoon's power may be used to protect our lives. Yet I used it for my own foolish desires. I couldn't take it anymore. I was a hunter, yet could barely catch prey large enough to feed myself. I was forced to wash clothes, prepare meals, and tune bows. Just once, I wanted to be acknowledged, to feel pride, so I used the cocoon's power to transform myself into Itoka. With her dexterity and finesse, I finally caught prey befitting a true hunter. And as I carried my prize home, he appeared. I found him collapsed in the middle of a beaten path. I never had reason to mistrust someone before, so I approached to nurse his wounds.
Yet the moment I drew close, he knocked the cocoon from my grasp and struck me unconscious. He was long gone by the time I awoke. I confessed my sin to the village elder, and in her boundless grace she forgave me. But I could not forgive myself. I left home that very eve in secret to pursue the thief, all the way to Kugani. After several days of fruitlessly scouring the city, who should I see but Itoka? As our most exceptional hunter, it came as no surprise the elder had charged her with recovering the cocoon. She was astonished to see me, of course. I had told no one of my actions. I feared she would send me home, but when I expressed to her my shame, my anger, she consoled me and told me we would find the cocoon together. As I was certain we would, until the day that duplicitous bastard killed her. You appeared soon after her passing. I thought with someone as strong as you at my side, maybe, just maybe I could avenge her. So I lied. Like Samidari said, I'm no better than he is. I'm an impostor. But my desire to reclaim the cocoon is every bit as strong as Itoka's was. I am so sorry for lying to you, Elita. I hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive me and continue to aid me in reclaiming the Dreamweave cocoon. Thank you for telling me the truth. Of course I'll help. Thank you. I know with you at my side I can keep my promise to Itoka. For now, I'll remain vigilant for any news regarding conflict in the region. Please do pay me a visit when you have a moment to spare. I'm counting on you. Kyuki's bow is furrowed in uncharacteristic unease. Elita, I'm so relieved to see you. I thought you might resent me for lying to you, that you might refuse to lend me your help again. I'd certainly be hard-pressed to reclaim the cocoon alone in this foreign land. I truly meant what I said before. I'm counting on you. Though I'm ashamed to admit it, when I first arrived here I was nearly swindled out of an heirloom by a talking catfish. I'd been scouring the city for a shop to pawn my choker, so I could secure room and board, you see, when the catfish approached me claiming it'd buy the necklace for a fair price, offered me a handful of coins that glittered like gold. I was about to accept the offer when Itoka appeared. In mere moments she discerned the catfish's currency was counterfeit, and ended the transaction there and then. She dragged me to the market afterwards and pawned her own necklace to secure lodgings for the both of us. From the moment she arrived, Itoka took care of everything. What I'm trying to say is, I can't do anything on my own. I'm reckless, and impulsive, and I'm really just glad to have you by my side. It's been some time, my friends. Pray forgive my sudden visit, but I come bearing urgent tidings. Ah, we spoke with you at the House of the Fierce. What brings you this way? I was able to make contact with Samidari. I told him I was willing to make amends and join my eldest friend in exposing the lies in people's hearts. He responded most eagerly, and bade me meet him in secret. Wait, really? Did he say where? Aye, Hell's Lid. I had a mind to lay an ambush for him, but not knowing the extent of his power he wields, I thought it best to seek help. And so I came here to beg your aid, Elita. Your strength and valor are unequalled, and we cannot apprehend Samidari without you. We may never get another chance to catch him unawares like this. There's no time to lose. Wait, forgive me for speaking plain, Huntress, But I fear we would only be a hindrance to Elita when the fighting begins. Let us go to Head Elslid by the skiff and meet her after the villain is subdued.
Oh, I take your point. You're right. Without us there to distract her, Elita can focus wholeheartedly on the battle. Sorry, would you mind going it alone? We'll be there as soon as we can. I get the feeling that he is tricking her by being the other person, and that maybe he is going to swap places with her to trick me after. But that's just my suspicions. I cannot say for certain. Soon, once all this is done, I will have my mentor status back. You see no sign of Samidari. Perhaps his lair is further ahead. Or perhaps I've been led on a wild goose chase. You still see no sign of Samidari, but feel an unsettling presence. Come on, guys. Don't fight me. Samidari is nowhere to be found. There is naught to do but await your companion's arrival. Hey, you alright? I came as soon as... Oh. The battle is over already. Where's Samidari? I was attacked, but not by Samidari. What? So this was a trap? Wait, over there. I knew it. Thank goodness I made it.
After all that time I spent in the Kojin shell, convincing his underlings to attack you, my blade was mere ilms from the skin of your back, alas. A meticulous plan gone to waste. It seems I underestimated your strength, and the failed huntress's tenacity. I dare say I am outmatched, and no common beasts I might mimic can stand against you. I must contemplate your death with more care, more vigor. I look forward to our next meeting.
This is what happens when I let people out of my sight. Forgive me. Needed to catch my breath. Samidari's friend was the villain himself. As soon as the skiff made it to open sea, he threw me overboard. I damn near had to swim like a fish to make it here in time. He's made me into a fool, again. He waylaid me before using a similar ruse. By the time I figured out what was what, Itoka was already... I always wondered how a craven like Samidari was able to kill her, our greatest hunter. And now I know. When Itoka felt the blade in her back and turned to see the face of her killer, she saw me. I'm glad I was able to prevent history from repeating itself. I don't want to lose you too. Ahem. We should return to Kugani. Samidari may have planted more than one trap for us here. I feared the worst as I rushed to reach you. The moment Samidari was in sight, I charged without thinking, which in retrospect was probably for the best. Had I tried to shoot him from afar with my bow, I might have missed, or worse yet, hit you instead. In any case, I'm just relieved you're safe. I promise to be more wary from now on, particularly of familiar faces. It hardly needs saying, but remember to keep your guard up as well. For now, I'll resume my efforts to gather information about Samidari's whereabouts. You'll be the first to know once I have a lead. Kiyuki seems to be on edge. Good to see you, Elita. Or should I say, Samidari? There's only one way to be sure. I need you to tell me something only you and I would know. When I used the cocoon to take on Itoka's form, what creature did I hunt? You never told me. It's really you. Phew, that's a relief indeed. I never told you that my arrow struck a great wild boar, a prize for any hunter. Samidari is the only one who ever saw it. Sorry for doubting you, but I could think of no better way to expose him if he attempted to impersonate you again. I have to remain vigilant after all, even though no news of his plots has reached me as of late. From here to Yangsha, people are on alert for a many-faced agitator within their midst, and not even a stray cat is beyond scrutiny. While Samidari can no longer act so brazenly, I'm afraid this means his trail's gone cold. We also have another problem. When he pushed me into the Ruby Sea, the remedy I carried was also soaked in salt water. I'm afraid it's no longer effective. No doubt his plan from the start was to eliminate the one means we had of undoing the cocoon's mimicry. We're at a disadvantage too great to ignore, which is why I intend to synthesize a new batch. I was just about to go procure the necessary agreements from the supplier when you arrived. Why don't you join me? You probably shouldn't have told me that you hunted the boars, because now I know. So now you can't use that against them in the future. I've never heard of such materials. Where are they found? Deep in the forests of Tural, a land beyond the Great Sea, and far, far to the west of here. Tural? Afraid my supply chain does not quite extend that far. I feared as much. It doesn't help that the materials can only be harvested when the season is right. Even were I to return home now, I doubt I could find what we need. We've no choice but to give up on the remedy. I'm sorry. Now we're at the mercy of Samidari's cunning. Hello there. Tell me, have you any salves that might ease my aching back? Sir, this isn't the apothecary. Where are your spectacles? Oh yes, how could I forget? Ah, much better. Ha! Sometimes I forget that I'm blind as a bat without these. Forgive me, Shirokashi. Excuse me, but do those bits of glass covering your eyes help you to see better? Oh, yes. Are you unfamiliar with spectacles? I've seen folk wearing them before, but I always thought they were decorative, like my choker. Tell me, where can I procure a pair of my own? Yamabuki is your man. He has a breadth of artisan contacts who will ensure you receive a fare fine-tuned to your specifications. You'll find his shop on this very street. I'll look for him, thank you. I'm sorry, you must be completely bewildered. I thought a failure of a hunter like me could never be able to aid you in battle, but I've just come to realize there's hope yet. But let's not crowd this stall any longer. Care to join me over there? Is the reason that you can't shoot straight because you have poor eyesight? Ever since I was a child, I have had trouble seeing things from afar. That's why my aim with the bow is so poor. I'm not fit to be a hunter, never was. It's only natural that chores like washing sheets and preparing meals fell to me. But I always yearned to do more, to be more. I've looked up to Itoka ever since I can remember. No matter how hard I tried, I simply couldn't give up on my dream. I had to be just like her. So I begged her to teach me everything she knew, from the basics of drawing a bow to precise aiming techniques that few hunters use. Yet despite all her efforts, my sight failed me where it counted most. All my life, I thought this was simply how nature intended for me to be. I was content to accept my lot. But now that I know spectacles may improve my eyesight, I feel hope. If I could just try them, mayhap my arrows would fire true. I could join you in battle and maybe even strike down Samidari with my own arrow. We may have lost the remedy, but this would give us an element of surprise. So I have to try on spectacles for myself. Alright, let's go meet this Yamabuki. I wonder what procuring a pair of spectacles entails.
A pair of spectacles, is it? I can certainly get your order in the pipeline, but I'm afraid there'll be a wait. I'm fresh out of supplies, you see, and next shipment isn't due for a number of weeks. Of course, if you're in a rush, you could roll up your sleeves and get the materials yourselves. All you need is the big glossy shell of an azure hawksbill and a cluster of orulent quartz. Bring them here and my affiliates can begin work immediately.
Who knows what scheme Samidari might contrive should we let down our chase for weeks. Would you be willing to lend me a hand with procuring the materials? If we split up, we should be able to gather them in the blink of an eye.
Quite the eager pair, I see. In that case, I dare say you'll be able to negotiate with the Blue Codron for a carapace of splendid quality.
Ah, I visited Tamimizu during my investigations in the Ruby Sea. I'll handle the shell.
That leaves you with the ardent quartz. Pray look for a cavern near Shoal Rock in the Ruby Sea. Sprinkle some glittering gravel to lure a shoal Iwamushi from its lair within, and retrieve a cluster from its shell.
Let's meet back here when we're finished.
Remember, you will find the creature hiding its lair in the cavern near Shoal Rock. You must sprinkle glittering gravel to draw it out, then vanquish it to procure the ardent quartz.
Shoal Iwamashi are reported to attract anything that glitters, including this gravel.
Ah, you're the first to return. I trust you have the quartz in hand? This cluster of quartz possesses a light golden hue. Excellent. This will make for a fine pair of lenses. Now we need only wait for your friend.
I'm back. Sorry, I didn't mean to alarm you like that. I spoke with the Kojin of the Bluest plant, but soon learned that Hawksbill shells have been scarce of late. They were reluctant to part with a single one. I was able to wear them down, though, until they proposed an exchange. If I dealt with the Red Kojin who'd invaded their fishing grounds, they'd spare a shell. I knew my bow would be useless, so I took a leaf out of Elita's book, and fought them up close and personal. As you can see, I took quite a beating, but so did they. I may be a little worse for wear, but the trouble was worth it. I have the shell as promised, and with it, your associates can get started.
Indeed they can. Let us measure your eyesight, and they can get to work.
This is incredible. Everything is so vivid. Aww, adorable. Why, I'm sure I could hit a bird over the horizon. Come, Elita, I want to fire some test shots at the sign over there.
Oh, hold on, that seems like a fine way to earn the ire of the Seikazumi. I'll prepare some targets for you, so let's move somewhere less crowded.
Hey, of course. Thank you for going to the trouble.
Oh my god, she's so adorable!
I did it! I really did it! After all these years, my aim is true! When we find Samidari, he won't know what hit him. Those glasses. I don't know if I can properly describe this feeling to you. After so long, I don't feel like someone pretending to be a hunter. Finally, I don't feel like a burden. As soon as I catch even a whiff of Samidari's trail, we'll stop him good for good. When that moment arrives, please lend me your strength for one last time. Together we'll retrieve the cocoon and return it to my village. So I still need to... I'll be back, I just need to level up a little bit. Ooh, I see, has a spray bottle with your name on it. Hey, I know you. You toured the farms with Her Majesty, right? How about something a little more hands-on? I've been assigned the role of cleaner, and one of my duties is the periodic application of insecticide. Here, I've marked a few areas in need of treatment on your map. Take this extra strength debugifier and give them a good liberal coating. Let me know when you're done, okay? Each of those areas needs a thorough spraying to keep the creepy crawlies out. Let me know when you're done. This industrial-grade repellent insecticide has been proven to work on every six-legged abomination under the sun. Welcome back. Thank you for handling that. By the way, it will be some time before we need to worry about any Oglup sightings. As cleaners, we're responsible for sanitation, waste disposal, recycling, even land maintenance, all in the name of keeping our homes free of bacteria. And unlike the entirely artificial Everkeep, we get a lot of bugs here in the outskirts. Trust me, they'll move right in if we let them. Oglups in particular are the worst offenders. They spread disease through the germs they carry, so their extermination is non-negotiable. Problem is, they're genetically predisposed to withstand even the harshest of environments, which makes them tough to kill. Personally, I find them kinda cute, but as cleaners we have a job to do. We'll never be able to eradicate them completely on account of their propensity to breed. But thanks to your hard work, we have a few more moons before we need to worry about them again. Here, for a job well done. What do you think will change once the young Galul takes the throne? For people like me, it's unlikely we find ourselves out of work, so I'm not worried about that. I do hope that he brings a bit of stability to the place, though. The electrope enthusiast is scrutinizing the machinery. Well, if it isn't Her Majesty's special guest, did her electrocapacitor catch your eye? The machines here run on electrope, so the capacitor serves as a battery, storing the lightning energy as it rolls in from the pylons we've erected. If you're interested, I'd be happy to show you around and tell you more about our system. Piqued your curiosity, eh? First, let's head downstairs to see the power converter. That's our food storage facility. By converting lightning energy to ice, we created a refrigeration system that can prevent spoilage. It's a godsend, I'll tell you that. These parts get a lot of rain and humidity, so if we didn't have that refrigeration, we'd have a massive mold problem on our hands. It's great to see folks taking an interest in Electrope. Any excuse to talk about it is always welcome. One of my friends was just assigned the role of hunter. God, I wish it were me. If only I passed the exam. After lightning energy is absorbed in the electrocapacitor, it's transmitted to this power converter. Its function is to stabilize and distribute the appropriate levels of energy to each household and facility. You look lost. Are you more of a visual learner? Let's pay a visit to the partitioned water tank on the north side of town. Yeah, we're talking about the crucible buildings now. Right, so after the lightning energy is allocated to the residential grid, it's utilized in a variety of ways, one of which is that tank there. Normally it's a receptacle for filtering rainwater. By using electrode to convert the lightning energy to fire, however, we can have hot water readily available at any time. Amazing, isn't it? Lastly, let's go and have a look at the control tower just up the stairs. It's great to see folks taking an interest in Electrope. Any excuse to talk about it is always welcome. I think this is the same ones before. Yeah. These panels enable us to freely adjust each of the public utilities individually.
The utility manager monitors the operational status of each facility, keeping an eye out for any problems. Not a glamorous job, but it's important work. Well, I think that about covers it. Let's loop back around the electric capacitor, shall we? So, how'd I do? Hopefully I've answered all your most burning questions. Believe it or not, I'm actually an engineer. I'm not actually an engineer, just an apprentice. I was expecting the capacitor when you arrived. Thanks for letting me ramble though. It was a great opportunity to brush up on my studies. Right, let's see. Since there's only one quest here, I am gonna grab it. I think this is a quest chain, this one. So I might leave that for now. I will come back here another day though, and I will do that quest. For now, let's continue the Viper quest thing. Where was I going? That's the one. Kyoki is eager to discuss new developments with you. Your timing could not have been more impeccable, Elita. A person claiming to be an acquaintance of yours stopped by just moments ago, wishing to have a word. About Samidari, no less. They're presently waiting in my room, so just give me a moment and I'll bring them here. An acquaintance of mine, huh? Serena! You look well, Elita. Forgive my estuary present days, but there is an urgent matter I wish to discuss. What did we eat the night before our trial in Bardam's Metal? Ah, I believe we feasted on gulu gulu meat. You and Hirin competed to see who could bring back the greater haul. It would seem you too have grown weary of impostors. Then we can proceed straight into the heart of the matter. You appeared in Mol Ilo a few days ago, claiming Hien had been driven to madness. That he was assembling an army in Doma with plans to conquer the Azim Steppe. For a blessing, we'd already received word from a Doman envoy that an agitator was mimicking others, and saw the ruse for what it was. Unfortunately, when we attempted to capture them, the impostor transformed into a sheep and disappeared among the bands grazing the plains.
When I informed our friends in Doma of the incident, I was told you have been using Kugani as a base to track down the perpetrator, and thought it best I apprise you of this happening. Samidari, he won't relent. His schemes won't end until we make them end. You may discover a clue as to his whereabouts in Reunion. If anyone in the steppe has seen him, that's where they'll be. Now, I must alert the other tribes to this threat. May the wind speed your way. Off to the Asm Steppe then. With any luck, someone in Reunion might have insight to offer. My homeland. Oh, and look what they have here. Conflict? Not besides normal quarrels between tribes, certainly no disputes on the scale you speak of. But I have heard rumours that Magni has been sneaking out from the Dawn Throne. Where could he be going? And to do what, I wonder? What could Magni be up to, I wonder? Someone stirring up trouble? A quarrel among the tribes as common as the rising sun, not a day goes by without it. Now, if you will excuse me, I have goods to sell. Kindly continue your inquiries elsewhere. Stories of quarrels in this land are as common as graves and sheep. Perhaps someone else can help you. Conflict is forbidden in Reunion. This is known. As for my tribe, all is at peace. I heard a rumour of interest, however. It seems Magni of the Orinir has been behaving strangely of late. Perhaps that is related to the matter you're investigating. Consider looking into rumours about Magni. You may find what you're looking for at the end of that trail. Were you able to learn anything of interest? I've also heard the rumours pertaining to this Magni. One person even stated they saw him headed towards a place called Bardam's Metal, not long ago. Mayhap it is the form Samidari has chosen to take on. Whatever the case may be, we'll find the answer at Bardam's Metal. We can't allow Samidari's depravities to go on any longer. Steel yourself, for when we next face him, we're putting an end to all this. Good. You're ready. Once the battle begins, there's no telling which form Samidari might take. An eminent warrior, a fearsome beast, or worse. He's shown more scrupulous behaviour in his preparations of late. Whatever his form, we would do best to assume that he has thoroughly studied his strengths, and will use them to full effect. Yet I am not the feeble hunter I was before. Together with your martial might, and my exacting eye, we will defeat him. At long last, Itoka shall have her vengeance, and my village shall see the cocoon returned. Let's go! My beautiful bright sun, I would bask in your warmth till my flesh returns to the earth.
Oh my god, you think we're gonna fall for this? Has the feral dog gone rabid? You speak these honey words to lure me into your cot, only to slit my throat as I sleep.
Hush, fool. I am your Nama. Though we've had our disagreements in the past, I've come to understand my actions were born of love. Yet only now I am forced to wed. Do I realize this? Despite my shame, I wish to confess my feelings before it's too late. Wed? A docile beast like you? To whom? To what? Hien of Doma. I've been coming. He seeks to leverage the influence of the docile to claim dominion over the steppe.
The Doma knows no shame. Very well. I will consider your proposal, far-fetched though it may be. I cannot overlook the possibility that you are my Nama. But first, we must gather our warriors. The Doma's impudence cannot go unpunished. We march for Doma come tomorrow's dawn.
That is not your moon.
You, what are you doing here?
Isn't it obvious? They are spies of Doma, come to crush any thought of resistance. You must kill them quickly.
But she is the Kagan. You two are quite the persistent pair. I had hoped to strike at your backs from the shadows, but now you force my hand. I will select from my repertoire the greatest warriors I have witnessed, and use their strength to give you the death you so crave.
Come on, show me the best you can. Beginning with her. How dare you! When my arrow pierces your breast, Itoka will find me no peace. Where is it?
Now to deliver the coup de grace with that docile devil. Not if you were a maid. Such power, I shall drink deep into the ambient aether and rend you to ash. This baleful energy will be in trouble if we don't do something. Is this all you've got? Come on. Show me more. You should know that the fiercest opponent I could face is myself. No! Do it! Yeah. Itoka,
It's finally done.
What am I doing here? I feel as if I've just waken up from the strangest dream. Well, you see... This cowardly cur assaulted you from behind and knocked you unconscious. You have shown the sun disgrace this day. You will feel his scorn impressed upon your flesh. You shall forget the warmth of his radiance. In the shadows will you scream, yet none will hear. Prepare yourself!
Death would have been too good a fate for him. He deserved to spend the rest of his days feeling the weight of his crimes. Now we've honoured Itoka's memory and reclaimed this cocoon. No words can express my gratitude, Elita. I can finally go home, but my community awaits our foremost hunter's triumphant return. What expression will come over their faces when the village disgrace arrives instead? I don't know if I can bear to see. Our journey to reclaim the Dreamweave cocoon has come to an end at long last. Would that I could return home in high spirits. As I recall, you said Shashipa is the one who requested your help, yes? Let's make the journey back to Tuiola and report to her all that has happened. Back to Tuiola. You're back. Were you able to retrieve the Dreamweave cocoon? Itoka isn't with you. Kiyuki, thank goodness you're alive. May her soul rest in the cocoon's embrace. I can't believe Itoka is gone. Yes, our village's greatest hunter is lost to us, while its greatest failure survives. Here, take the cocoon back where it belongs. Home. I have no right to return. Don't be ridiculous. You are a child of the forest. You are our dear sister. You can always come home. The entire village has been worried sick about you. We all saw how crestfallen you were, so when you suddenly disappeared, we feared you took your life. For 3 days and 3 nights we scoured land and water to find you. Yet look at you now, Kyoki. Not only are you hale and whole, but you have reclaimed the cocoon too. I'm sure that Itoka's spirit, hunting in the forest above, is smiling down at you with pride. And she would much rather you take up her mantle and protect the village than wallow in guilt over her death. Nothing escapes your gaze now, after all. Isn't that right? Thank you, Shashipaya. It's settled. You will return home with me, and finally our village can breathe a sigh of relief. And it would be remiss of me to not thank you properly, Elita. For assisting Kyoki in reclaiming the Dreamweave cocoon, you have my heartfelt gratitude. I was a little more than a liar and a hypocrite when we first met. But during our time together, I discovered that I'm much more than that. That with the right tools, even I could become a hunter worthy of following in Itoka's footsteps. I'm truly grateful to you for helping me see that. Farewell for now, Elita. I hope that one day our paths may cross again. Right, so I just have physical ranged and caster left. That's the last two that's there. Obviously I have to get them leveled up, but I will do that when I can. In the meantime, I have mentorship to renew. It's a pleasure to see you, Elita. The Adventurers Guild is endlessly grateful to all you who have chosen to accept the position of mentor. Now what might I do for you this fine evening? Apply to become a mentor. You shall make a fine battle mentor. Apply for a mentor certificate. Accept terms. Obtain mentor certification. You have our gratitude, Elita. New adventurers everywhere will be most appreciative of your service. The Adventurers Guild has certified you as an official mentor. You now have access to Novice Network. There we go, and you can just do to mentor. There we go. Everything's back as it should be. Right, I am going to stop there for now. Thank you all for watching. Love you all. Mwah! Bye for now.